All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews, here to do a proper review of Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 2. It is called A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. So full spoilers if you have not seen this episode. Wow, just to let everybody know, I'm pretty, in awe of, and I shouldn't be, of how many people are talking and reviewing about Game of Thrones and never have before. I should have expected this. It's why I do. It's one of the reasons why I guess I'm glad I do a live stream off my PS4 just to get a few views, because the market is flooded with people talking about Game of Thrones. And even though I know that this is going to be a late review coming at 7:56 in the morning on Monday, it's already too late. So I don't expect too many views on this. But let's just talk about it properly. And I think I don't even know if I'm going to continue to do the live streams, because it takes forever to get everybody in there. And then I've already talked about everything. And then once people get in the room, I have to talk about all of it again. So I don't know what the future of the Game of Thrones live streams are, especially if they keep coming out like this. This episode was very disappointing for a 6-episode finale run. If this episode was in season, if things had gone differently in this show, and this kind of episode was in the last season or any other season, like the Battle of the Bastards, right? Or more appropriately would be the Battle of Blackwater Bay, where all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of talking, get all this character stuff, the build up before the battle, and then we get the battle, and it's amazing, and we get all the same stuff that they do here. But then we also get the fight. And guess what didn't happen in this? We didn't get a fight. What we got was a very awkward scene where Arya has sex with Gendry. I felt bad watching it. I didn't feel right watching that. I know she's just a character, but I was thinking about the actress and how old is this actress, and I mean, it looked like they were using a body double, and and if that was her, I don't like to see, I see Arya as a little girl, and I know that she's growing up on the show, but it's like if all of a sudden you were watching Full House, right, and you saw the Olsen kids as they're getting older, and all of a sudden you saw them when they were babies and you grew up watching them, and all of a sudden just to watch them in a sex scene, it feels wrong. And that's what I feel like here. This wasn't necessary. This whole episode, the Arya Gendry sex scene is how I feel about this whole episode. It wasn't necessary to do this at this level without any payoff. I mean, this is fan service. The whole episode is just fan service. And while I've defended the show on catching up to the books and writing their own story and how they see it, because we don't know if any of this is actually in the books or going to be in the books. So this is show canon, right? You have 4 more episodes to wrap things up. And you just spent an hour of it, a whole episode, just giving people little conversations between all these people that haven't seen each other in a long time, probably will never talk again. And that's why I feel like episodes 1 and 2 should have been one episode. Everybody meeting up at Winterfell. You could have made this episode, taken the 2 episodes, combined them, maybe re-edited them, cut out some of the fat that you didn't need, and make one episode. And then episode 2 could have been the Battle of Winterfell. This felt like if all our favorite characters from Game of Thrones were in an independent movie and they were all just talking about their lives. Have you ever watched an independent movie from the 90s or the early 2000s where it's just Luke Wilson and Michelle Monaghan are a couple of people who don't know how to make love work in this crazy world. And then, they got all the side characters around them having little conversations and crap, and nothing really happens. It's a bunch of character development. And then maybe one thing happens at the end and you go, oh, so that's what the story was all about. That's what this feels like. This is a filler episode in a 6-run finale. It doesn't It doesn't track with me. So, but we might as well talk about everything that happens. So, full spoilers, right? So, Jamie saves Brienne, or Brienne saves Jamie. I thought it was going to be Bran. It was Brienne. Brienne, close. Dany and Sansa getting on the same page, fine. Tyrion having to, he's in deep shit, and then Jorah pulls him out of it. Everybody repaying debts, everybody talking shit, everybody just blah, 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 blah. I mean, this is the best scene in the episode. That's why I picked it. It's Tormund talking, shit, trying to be like, tell a story that makes him, he thinks that this is going to get Brienne like all about getting in his pants. And she looks at him like he's from another planet. So I don't think they're ever going to hook up. I think that he's going to do something big for her. Like he'll save her life or something like that, dying. I don't think Tormund's got much time left. I just don't. Because somebody said in the live stream that this is like a big death flag episode, and it really is, because you keep getting all these people that are having like their arcs are getting resolved. Their things are like Pod's singing a song and he's come a long way, and just everything. And let's talk about two other things here real quick. When did Gilly get pregnant? Why didn't they talk about it? Have they talked about it? Have I just not been paying attention? Because I feel like I pay attention. And then Ghost showing up. I said, where the hell has Ghost been? The next episode, there's Ghost. And if he was hanging out with the Night's Watch all this time, like, why wasn't he hanging out with Jon? Is it because Jon died and came back to life and he freaked him out? Because ever since, like, he came back to life, what the hell happened to Ghost? It bugs me. Because it's like the time stuff in season 7, like trying to figure out the plot holes there. Like, I don't know. It's just like they just wrote him back. Like, there's Ghost. Brienne gets knighted. Great, fine. Did we need it to be in this episode? No. Jon tells Dany the real story about the Targaryen stuff, and they wouldn't let him say the words, "I have no interest in the throne." It's there on the tip of his tongue, and then the horn blows and the White Walkers come, and now he can't say the one thing that needed to be said. I have no interest in the throne, Dany. You can have it. Instead, they leave it hanging in the air that she thinks that he wants the throne, that he has a legitimate claim, and so something's going to happen there, and that'll be forced drama, that'll be forced conflict, just because they couldn't let out a simple sentence saying, Dany, I have no interest in taking the Iron Throne from you. Jon has never had an interest in leadership. She should know that by now, but instead her character decides to look at him like all of a sudden he's a different person. It just doesn't track to me. People don't act that way. I know people can get weird around a power struggle, but if you already know that there is no power struggle coming from the character that you're worried about, what is going on? And then it shows that you just never really trust Jon Snow anyway. Jon Snow hasn't really played the Game of Thrones. He just has been trying to help people, and the only time he's ever had to play the game is when it was the only way out of a situation, and he still was doing it to help people. And so they still make short jokes about him. The whole thing about what about the North? Again, let's worry about this after the fact. Okay? The North people don't want to be ruled after this is over. We'll talk about it. Let's worry about what's coming to the front door, right? Oh my God. The whole thing with Bran saying that the Night King wants me. And so what's he going to do? Teleport inside to Winterfell and try to take Bran at the Weirwood? And they come up with this like Scooby-Doo plan. Anyway, I think I've said all I need to really say. They played pinball, conversation. Ding, ding, ding. Jaime bounces from Tyrion to Brienne to, Bran to just... I could barely figure out how to fill up a 30-some-odd minute live stream with talk about this. Nobody had anything to say because there's nothing to say except Arya Gendry, sex scene, gross. Tormund's hilarious, probably gonna die. And then Dany and Jon don't say what they need to say because of TV show crap. And if this is, if this video doesn't, and I don't even expect a lot of people to watch this because I should have done it last night. I'm thinking about skipping the live streams because it takes forever to get people in the room, and after I've already said my piece, that's when people show up and I have to repeat myself all over again. So I'd rather just do it once here in front of you guys on a edited review where I'm not spoiling anything unless you already know that, because I say spoilers. And that's it, man. That is the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a bottle episode. We don't go anywhere else. Theon and Sansa have more of a reunion than anybody that has been on this season so far, which is weird because the only reason they're close is because of their fucked up, relationship with Ramsay Bolton. Everybody else's reunions pale in comparison to that reunion, and it's all because of rape and torture and murder. So, I don't know what to say anymore. Because if we waste another episode on like a Night King backstory, I don't know. Now I've given up that this isn't anything but fan service. And I'm going to try to watch it through the lens of someday the books will be done. And I will get the real story. So anyway, other than that, that's it for this review. If you liked it, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that rigmarole. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying we'll be back with Ant-Man and the Wasp here in a little bit. We will be trying our Monday live stream where we talk about stuff. We can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. I'll be talking about whatever I feel like talking about. It will be off my PS4. So I'll have a game on, something I can kind of ignore and play at the same time while talking to you guys. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying have a great day, and we will see you on the next video. Bye.